Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday here on the NCAA Hoops Hour. I am the big man on campus. It's Monday, February 25th, 2019. Hope you're having a great Monday and you're enjoying your first day back at work for a weekend. We got some games to talk about tonight. We'll go through the entire card, try to find some value here. On a Monday, we are one day closer to March Madness. Less than a month away, actually. 3 weeks from yesterday till Selection Sunday, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be down in Atlantic City at the Ocean Resort Hotel, Casino, and Spa. Make sure you check me out if you're in the area. I'll be down there for all the big games, Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. We'll be there. Make sure you're joining us down there if you're in the area. We are powered by the great people at MyBookie. Make sure if you're in the market for a new book, make sure you have all sorts of books. MyBookie should be one of them. Enter promo code BMOC when you're opening an account. You'll get 50% on your first deposit up to $1,000. MyBookie, great payouts, really good lines. You can bet first half added games. So let's say you like to bet on Stetson in the first half. You can bet it at MyBookie. They also have such a great contest for the tournament. You can bet UFC 235. You can bet anything you want. They accept Bitcoin. Make sure you're checking out MyBookie if you're in the market for a new book. It's always good to have some. And I'll tell you right now, MyBookie, very easy to deposit. You can be betting within 1 minute of making your account at MyBookie by using promo code BMOC. You'll get yourself a nice bonus if you get one there. So make sure you get MyBookie now. Support the sponsors right now. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you're new around here. Make sure you're liking the show and you subscribe. That's always and retweeting the show. It's a great way to get it out to people that don't see it. What else do we have here? James, Isaac, Shane, Ronaldinho, Isaac, John, Vinny, Matthew, Christopherson. I Eat the Bones. I Eat the Bones is in here. Thanks for watching. Yep, I'm feeling fine. Chris Woodson, Troy V, Matthew, Demetrius, Mitchell, Adam, Melvin, Scott, Kwan, Johnny, Troy, Alex, what's up? Hey, big man, loving the picks, but it always seems like you're losing picks. Always come when you go against reverse line movement. Do you take that into an account? Listen, Johnny, I don't need you to tell me how to bet sports. I know what I'm doing. I'm sure you have all sorts of stuff to say because I took Loyola yesterday and the line moved. Listen, dude, I know how to bet sports. Don't really care about your opinion when I choose those picks. Again, I guess for you, it's you commend me, and then you always have something negative to say. Listen, I take a lot into account all that stuff. I don't really need you to tell me how to bet sports. So thanks, but no thanks. What's your email address for premium picks? You can join me, bmocsports@gmail.com, bmocsports@gmail.com. Yeah, Johnny, that's what I do. I've been betting for 15 years, and I don't take line movement into an account. When I'm looking at sports betting. Exactly. That's exactly what I do. Didn't you ever maybe come to think that when I bet Loyola, they were the best number? How many goddamn times have I talked about CLV on this show? I mean, seriously. The line moved against me. There's nothing I can do about that. I try to get the best line possible. I didn't get it yesterday. Are you still supporting MyBookie after duping people like they did? Who did they dupe? What are you talking about? Dupe? You made the bet. What do you mean they duped? Everybody was taking bets on the thing. What, MyBookie's the only one that did it? Come on, dude. Get over yourself. Duped. What, are you blaming people because you lost money? Now we're duping people? Come on, dude. Get a grip. They didn't dupe anybody. Sean Higgs, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Shadow's in here. I'm not sure what you're talking about, then. Let's just I saw what happened. I'm readily aware of what happened. Brandon Burrill, love how blunt you are. Always love this show. Thank you, Brandon. Appreciate that. Too short to try to get people to be happy when they're talking stupid. Just got to put them in their place. I don't need you to tweet me anything, Bit, frankly. I don't really care. You're the one that keeps harping on it. My bookie's a great sponsor, and I'm very happy to have them. So I don't care. I don't care what you think. But you made $80K off it. Good for you. Good for you. I have a suspicion that Loshak has left SBR. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to Peter, to be honest. Probably should reach out to him. Are there any premium plays tonight? No, there are not, which I was emailed about an hour ago. Shit will turn around. I'm not sure what you mean by that. This guy's account did some shady things on Oscar night. Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what that's not none of my business. They're a book that I enjoy using, and I recommend you use them as well. Exactly, Alex. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you watching. Did you get a Fiji sponsorship yet? No, I haven't. If you work for Fiji, let me know. Does my bookie do conference tournament futures? I would imagine they would. What's up, big man? What's up, brother? Did you have as good a morning as Bob Kraft did? No, I didn't. But, it's interesting. I actually wanted to comment on that really quick. So he did that on the day of the AFC Championship. Now, Bob Kraft's worth $7 billion with a B. Listen, I don't know what it is to be a billionaire. I don't know what it is to be a millionaire. I don't know what it's like to have $100,000 in my bank account. But I will say this. You mean to tell me on his private jet, Bob Kraft couldn't hang out at Live in Miami Saturday night and find some honey baby and say, listen, sweetheart, here's what we're going to do this weekend. I'm going to give you $10,000. You're going to come hang with me. We're going to go to the AFC Championship. And on the way there, this is all I want you to do. All I want you to do is reach on over as I lay in my $15,000 bed, and I want you to jerk me off. It'll only take about 10 minutes. You get 10 G's, and you get to sit with me in the box and look cute. I won't even show you if you don't want. That's all you got to do. Bob Kraft actually, instead of doing that, though, decided I'm going to go to some dingy-ass, fake-ass spa, get 2 charges on it, and it probably wasn't even that enjoyable. Come on, man. Give me a fucking break, Rob. Bob, you could have got some banging broad. You'd have to pay a little bit more money, but it would have been probably enjoyable. I just don't understand it. But hey, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. I don't understand it. But what do I know? Let's get into the games here. We could talk about Bob Kraft all day. Yeah, that's that. Let's get to the games. We'll start it out with Florida State and Notre Dame. Florida State laying 11.5, total 139.5. You look at Florida State. I had them on Saturday. I thought it was a really good pick. I thought they were a pretty tough matchup for UNC. Really hung around until like the 10-minute mark of the second half. There was a really bad flagrant foul call, and really from then on it was pretty much dead to rights. But before that, Florida State had won 8 in a row. 6 of them had come by double digits, and they're facing a Notre Dame team tonight where you got to ask yourself, I mean, how does Notre Dame score in this game? I mean, this team is not particularly good offensively as it is. And you look at offensively in conference, they're 13th and 14th in 2-point and 3-point offense. They're dead last in effective field goal percentage. They're 12th in efficiency. And you're facing a Florida State defense here that ranks number 1. Yep, number 1 in 2-point defense. I just don't know where the points are going to come from if you're Notre Dame. Notre Dame doesn't manufacture little of anything from the free throw line. They also don't get much from the offensive glass either. You got to figure that's going to be one and done as well. I just don't know where Notre Dame scores in this game. Up until Saturday, Notre Dame, in Florida State, as they said, 6 of the last 8 wins have come by double digits. I just don't see a real scenario where Notre Dame hangs in this game. I guess Notre Dame's goal is really just slow it down, muddy up the waters like they did against Virginia. That's really their only chance to me here. I think for Florida State to not cover here, they're going to have to get it slowed down considerably and just miss a lot of shots. I mean, that's really, I think, your only chance here. You look at the wins this year in conference for Notre Dame: Boston College, and Georgia Tech. Not a lot to write home about there. Faced North Carolina, lost by 14. Faced Virginia, lost big, and then obviously covered one game, and then lost to Duke by 22. Florida State, I consider probably the 4th best team in this conference. I just don't see where Notre Dame is going to score in this game. I just don't really like this group this year. They're going through kind of a down year, not very good offensively, really do nothing to warrant any way they hang in this game. I just don't know that I see it. What else do we have here? A lot of people saying they didn't get an email. I'll just tweet it out. There are no premium plays today. Not sure what happened with an email. I guess I'll have to tweet it out. I don't have any premium plays, so I'll have to fix that here. I'm not sure what went on. Maybe I didn't end up hitting the send button. I don't know. But I'll go ahead and do that now if I can. And if not, most of you listen to the show anyway. But I'll get it out. I don't know what went on there. I can't log out because I'm on my other email right now, so I don't have the ability to log out. What do we got here? I have no premium plays. There are no premium plays today. I could see a backdoor cover. I don't see a backdoor cover. I just don't. Johnny Flippa only bets at line movement. Listen, Johnny, take it easy, brother. I'm done with that guy. Obviously, he knows more than all of us, so hopefully he can fuck off and go away. All he talks about is people's records anyway. I pretty much could see who he was, so he can talk to himself. I see a boat race. Yeah, me too. No, there are not any premium plays. I really need to get a ticker on this show. One of those things at the bottom. Please check your emails now, or go use MyBookie and go get MyBookie. Use promo code BMOC. I really need one of those things. Let's keep it moving. We'll go down to northern Colorado at Montana. Montana laying 6.5. Total is 143. This one has a concern to me. I'm a bit concerned about this one if I like Montana. Listen, guys, ask yourself this. Okay, Montana's won 10 games in a row. 10. They won the first game 88-64. They're now at home in this one, and the line's only 6.5, coming down from 7, and the whole world is on Montana. But you look at the big bets, 61% of the dollars are on Northern Colorado. And you ask yourself, why is that? Because there's no real reason that Northern Colorado should cover this game, right? And they got killed the first game. Here's where this is important, okay? Northern Colorado hasn't played in 9 days. 9 days. You know what Northern Colorado and Jeff Lind are going to do? They had 8 days to prepare for Montana. And let me tell you something. If you don't think this game means anything, you're fucking nuts. There's 5 games left in the Big Sky. Northern Colorado 2 games back of Montana. 2. This is a gigantic game. If they don't win, they're not going to win the Big Sky. It's that simple. Nobody's been able to knock Montana off for a long time. A long time. And you look at Montana. I mean, played over the weekend actually. They're doing the old Sunday to Monday game. So you played Montana State. You won by 6, 89-83. Definitely exerted some energy in that one, 89-83. Now you're going to come right back Monday and play against a team that hasn't played in 9 days. Listen, Montana's really good, and they absolutely whitewashed Northern Colorado in the first game. But this one coming back, I'm not buying it here. I'll grab the 6.5 with the Bears here, and I'll make Montana beat me. What else do we have here? Third straight road game and off OT for Northern Colorado. But they haven't played in 9 days. Do you think Northern Colorado is worth the play first half? Not really. I don't really have an opinion on that. I kind of just like the full game. Let's keep it moving here. Oklahoma and Iowa State. Iowa State 8, total 144, 144.5. Oklahoma, guys. I've made it clear all season how good this team is against the spread. I've seemed to be the only person waving that flag, and they are. They're 17-7 against the spread, 6-2-2 as a dog, 4-0-2 as a road dog. This team gets it done against the number. But here's my problem today, okay? And I saw a commenter on the tweet that said this, and I thought, you know what? That is so fucking true. Action Network tweeted out the best ATS teams this year. And you know what that means, guys? Everyone's going to bet Oklahoma tonight. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they? Oklahoma's great against the number. They can't lose at Iowa State by more than 8. Who's Iowa State? They've lost 2 in a row. Oklahoma's back on the saddle again. But here's the thing about Oklahoma that we have to remember. While they are a good ATS team, they're on the bubble. Why are they on the bubble? They don't win in the Big 12. That's why. They're 5-9 in this conference this year. And I'm not going to tell you I don't like Oklahoma because I do. You know I do. But at the end of the day, I have some worries tonight. I think a lot of people are betting Oklahoma here. I mean, the whole world's jumping in on Oklahoma. And I want to talk myself out of this because, to be honest, I don't think this is a great spot for Oklahoma. But then I look at it and I say, well, they are really good against the number, and they don't seem to ever get blown out. But is this a bounce back? It is so tough to go to Ames, isn't it? I mean, Iowa State, they're really good. And Oklahoma really has no identity on offense. But Oklahoma is just average offensively. They're like 9th and 8th. Effective field goal, 9th. I mean, Iowa State doesn't turn it over. They turn you over. They don't really do anything wrong. They make free throws. They're good offensively. They're pretty solid defensively. They're at home here. I don't want to talk myself out of it, but I don't like public dogs. And after those tweets today about how great Oklahoma is against the number, most people generally are going to go to that and say, oh, wait, who plays tonight? Oh, Oklahoma does. Okay, I'm in. I really like Oklahoma. I really do. I think defensively they're really good. I really believe that. I look at them, what they were last year and where they are this year. I mean, it's night and day. This team is 19th in affected field goal. They're 11th in the country in 2-point defense. Oklahoma. I just don't trust them enough offensively, though. They go through lulls. Yeah, it looks like a great bounce back spot for them. Really does. Nice to get a chance to tune in. Thanks for watching, Andrew. Appreciate that. What I think about the total, you had to figure there'd be someone asking about random stuff that I don't talk about. Listen, guys, if I don't go over it, I don't have an interest in it. If I like an over, I'll tell you. Russ B, they don't defend. That's not true at all. Oklahoma's terrific defensively. I'm not sure what you're talking about. You may be getting up confused with Oklahoma State. OU has been very good defensively. So, again, Russ B, 19th in the country, efficiency-wise, isn't good to you? 11th in 2-point defense isn't good to you? I don't know. Seems pretty good to me, but I don't know. Maybe we don't agree with that kind of stuff. How about the over? Again, someone asking. I don't have an opinion. I don't have an opinion on that. Over almost 400 people in here watching. Glad you could tune in. I hope you're enjoying your Monday, and thanks for watching. We'll get to all the games here. We're going down the card. What else do we have? Let's get into some MEAC, which is, if you guys know, it's MEAC Mondays, and one of the great joys I have on earth is talking about the MEAC. I have a few things I like more than the MEAC. My girl, my family, sausage and peppers, South Philly, gold, hardcore rap music, the Sixers, the Eagles. There's a lot of things I like, but the MEAC is pretty much up there. I'd probably say in the top 15 things on earth that I like, the MEAC would probably be getting close to it. South Carolina State at NC Central. NC Central 7.5, total 140. I think it's a bad matchup for South Carolina State. We kind of talked last week on MEAC Mondays. It was a pretty good matchup for them in their last game, but I look at this one and I have some concerns for this Bulldog team here. This is a team that, listen, frankly, you look at how they score points. South Carolina State is almost exclusively a team that must get to the foul line to score points. You look at over 25% of their points scored come from the foul line. Okay, they're just they have to get to the foul line, 76%, and for good reason. They shoot the ball well to the foul line. But this North Carolina Central guys, number one in the MEAC at free throw attempts to field goal attempts. They don't put you on the line. They do a pretty nice job at that. Good offensive rebounding team. Close out opportunities. Don't give you second chance opportunities. And, look, frankly, I love the experience for North Carolina Central. You look at the experience for this group, 16th in the country in experience. Really well-oiled, cohesive team with a lot of continuity. At home, South Carolina State, they can stay in games just because they can make threes and they can make their free throws. But I got a feeling that, again, I think North Carolina Central is kind of a bad matchup. But then I look at it and I say to myself, well, I think North Carolina Central is going to score. I mean, South Carolina State can't defend. I think North Carolina Central have a lot of easy opportunities on the glass. And while I don't think South Carolina State's going to totally get shut out for the foul line, I mean, they do make threes and they do shoot free throws at a pretty high level. I kind of liked NC Central, but I got off it. I considered it. I kind of like the over here, though, 140. I don't think either team's an elite defensive team. And while I don't think South Carolina State's going to be at the foul line as much as they normally want to be, I still think they'll get there. Both these teams, solid free throw percentage teams, 72% and 76% in conference. I'm looking at this 140, and he's a little low. It's moved up. We got the right move here. I kind of like the over in this game. Over 140. South Carolina State, North Carolina Central. I love the hair. Thank you, Edens. If he doesn't mention, he does not have an opinion. Stop asking. Settle down, Fiorito. But thank you. You're right. I have a 22-1 future on UNC. It's down to 13-1. Thoughts on their chances to actually win? I think they're definitely I definitely think they got a good chance. That's a great move down for you if you got 22-1. I want to say I got them at 20-1. That's a good call by you. They're top 5 right now. I like it. NC Central is better than their record. I wouldn't worry about records in this conference. It's not about records. All MEAC teams lose a lot of games because a lot of them play a lot of paycheck games. What's up, Steven? Do I think Central wins this game? Yeah, I do think they'll win. But I like the over. Stack Guap. I need help with a 3-team parlay. Here's some help for you. Go get the money that you're going to bank on the 3-team parlay and just give it to your girl or put it under your mattress or give it to your kids or something. You're better off doing that or burning it, better yet, than playing a 3-team parlay. Please don't waste your money on 3-team parlays. It's a complete waste of time. If that's how you want to gamble, I'm telling you, find yourself a better hobby. A lot more things to do. It's not worth the time, I'm telling you. Get that money, do yourself a favor, get yourself some gas, pour it all over the money, get that nice gas smell that we all love, and then throw it and burn it, because that's what you should do with your money. That's exactly what I would do there. Yeah, or buy scratch-off tickets too. That's a good idea. And again, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I really am not. I'm trying to help you. It's not a great way to gamble. But again, it's your money. I will never tell you how to spend your money. But when you tell me you need help with a 3-team parlay, I wouldn't recommend that. I made a lot of money. Everybody always makes a ton of money on parlays. That's what they always tell me. I always make a ton of money, but how much did you put in to get that money? It's stupid. Please, just learn how to do it the right way. It's such a great way to gamble, Stack Co-op. I know you're not going to get. You want to get rich right away. I know that. You just can't. It's not going to get you rich. I'm telling you. Think about how much were you going to put on that parlay? I'd like to know that. Stack Co-op, how much are you going to put on that parlay? Like, what was your dollar amount? And you could tell me. I'm not going to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to teach you something here. So let me know. Was it $100? What was it? People want to get rich with this so quick, and that's what you're going to see a lot of people are doing here. Coming in, they're trying to get rich quick. You got to just look for profit every night. And what you're trying to do is limit risk. You're limiting risk. So like Saturday evening, prime example. I had 3 games I bet. My goal is to always win 2 out of 3 at least. But I just don't want to go 0-3. That's the goal. You know, you got to limit risk. $25. Take that $25, bet $10 on 2 games. You know, at least you're limiting risk. $25. The chance of hitting that are very low. Very low. That's a free $25 to your book. You might as well just take that money and give it to them. It's not worth it, man. Take that $25 and bet it on one game you really like. And you know what's going to happen, bro? You're going to make $50 because you have a way better chance of winning 1 game than 3. Exactly. No, take the 25 and bet it on 1 game. Study the damn card and find 1 game. Everyone wants the big score. But when you realize you're not going to get the big score in one night, you'll start to make money. It's all about profit. Quality over quantity, as they say. This is not a sexy thing. This is not. You're not going to make a lot of money doing this. But the goal is to make a couple hundred a night. That's it. You could do real good. And limiting risk. People laugh at me all the time. Big man's this, big man that. The 0-9 that I had, do you know if I was a real shithead bettor, I'd have been down 30 units. But I was only down 9. It was that simple. And everyone laughed. And they should have laughed because it sucks losing 9 in a row. But you know what? It didn't put me over the edge. I could fight back. I leave myself an option. There's no one that's going to tell you this dumb shit. I don't want you to waste your money. Don't fucking bet on that dumb shit. There's no money in it. Don't believe these fucking clowns that have come on here. Oh, you could bet. You could make so much money on parlays. Bullshit. I'm never going to steer you wrong. I have no reason to steer you wrong. Don't do it. Take the 25. If you bet it on the game and it loses, so be it. You live to see another day. You have no chance to win a 3-team parlay. Very little. That's great. So what you should do is you should take the money you made. You should never do it again. And you should start betting game by game. We have to stop buying into the lure because we hit one parlay. It's kind of like that guy at the convenience store that gets all happy because he wins $100 on a lottery ticket. Yeah, but dude, you put in $300 to win the 100. You know, it's just not worth it. How do I deal with being selective? Listen, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to decide on games that you didn't, that you should have, and vice versa. I just try to locate the best of the best. I look at the circles, the spots that I like the best. All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. I don't want this to go down a rabbit hole, and I do not want the questions now. Don't ask them now. And there's a free pick of the day coming up. Tonight, Greg Peterson and I are going to film. It's not going to be live. It's going to be a recorded show. It's going to be a Q&A, okay, a gambling Q&A, a college hoops Q&A. Okay, don't send the questions here, but I'm going to send in an email. All of you guys can email. We're going to do this every week. It's going to be put out every week. It's a Q&A. Any gambling question, basketball question you have, send it in. Greg and I are going to do a show about it. So, again, we're not asking about specific games. We're not, if you have a college hoops overall question or a gambling question, send it in. We're going to do a Q&A every week. Okay, so I'm going to put that out later, and you all send the questions there. Okay? What else do we have here? Let's get back to the games. We got to go quicker here. Howard and Morgan State. I'm not interested in Morgan State in a pick'em kind of game. I don't think they have the ability to win these kind of games. Now, Morgan State's always going to play and hang in games. They're a really solid team. I mean, they hang in games. I just think Howard's a better team, even on the road. This isn't a tough trip. Washington to Baltimore. Morgan State doesn't exactly have a banging crowd behind them. And I don't trust Morgan State to win games. Now, if you're given 5 points here, I'd take them. But it's a pick 'em. In fact, they're laying a point in some locales. You can get Howard +1 right now. I don't trust Morgan State. I don't trust them to win games. They've lost 7 of 8. They cover games, but they don't win games. They have to win games. They're laying points here. I want Morgan as an underdog, not as a favorite. Just don't want it. Howard University, that's a play that I definitely like. Delaware State, Coppin. I'm not really sure Coppin should be laying 8 points to anybody. But then when you peel back the onion, Delaware State's the worst team in the country. It's a pass overall for me. Lean very slightly to Coppin. I think they're way better, even if they shouldn't be laying 8. Delaware State's really bad. NJIT and Lipscomb. I kind of like Lipscomb in the first half here. They made mincemeat of this new NJIT team last time up in New Jersey. It was an easy win for Lipscomb. And Lipscomb does what they normally do. They absolutely destroy teams. But Lipscomb off a loss, which was very surprising. Lost over the weekend against Florida Gulf Coast. Just didn't score in the game. 61 points. Definitely very odd. Only shot 28% from 2, 31% from 3. It was just an ugly game for Lipscomb. One of those bad shooting nights that happened. And you're almost happy that happened now and maybe not later in the season. Lipscomb's at-large chances are gone. They're going to have to win this tournament. And I think they will. I still think they're better than every team in this conference. Now they get a game back at home, and they're playing an NJIT team that they absolutely destroyed in the first game. You look at first halves this year. This Lipscomb team's been a real nice bet in the first half. You look at on average at home, Lipscomb up 8.2 points a game. They're a team that's really been good in that Coliseum down there in Tennessee. You always like grabbing Lipscomb, especially off a loss. You have to figure they'll come back here with a lot of fervor, fighting this one. I think they beat up. NJIT here. Maybe in the first half might be a good look as well. What else do we have here? A lot of questions. You said Howard. Yeah, I like Howard. Sure. We'll get to Kansas and Kansas State in just a little bit. Make sure you stick around for that. No problem. Thanks. I'll take Morgan State. Yeah, I wouldn't worry. I would be worried about that one. They don't win games like this. Yeah, do it, Stack. Definitely, it's a great idea. I think Lipscomb will win the Atlantic Sun for sure. Will I be on fantasy some more? I'm not sure. They contact me every once in a while. I don't know. Gabe usually just kind of lets me know the day of or something like that. I'm sure I will. but I have not been asked recently. I did a show last week with them. Savannah, North Carolina A&T. I hate Savannah. People know that. North Carolina A&T, pretty good. One of the better teams in this conference. They are at home here. Savannah is so reliant on the three-point shot. It's like, why? Why do we ever have interest? It's interesting, though, because they're actually really good from two. So you wonder why they just keep it up, but that's just what they are. Alabama State, Southern. Southern's got 5 wins on the season, and they're in a pick-em type game here. Alabama State should get the job done here. But I think they only have 2 wins in the SWAC this year on the road. This should be a fun game. But anytime I get Reginald G and Jacoby Ross in a pick-em situation, give me Alabama State. Southern has 5 wins, and they're off one of them. So you got to figure maybe there's a letdown here if there could be one. Mississippi Valley, Texas Southern. I like Texas Southern here. I think they mollywop Missouri Valley. 7 wins in a row for Southern. Mississippi Valley, 351 in the country in effective field goal percentage. This team's terrible on offense. They're terrible on defense. Southern's at home. This game was actually close the first time these two teams played. Look for a better effort from Texas Southern. I think they bang out the Delta Devils here down at home. Alabama A&M, Alcorn. I don't really think there's 5 points difference between these two. I think anytime I can take points in the SWAC, I have interest in it. Alabama A&M I think is slightly worse than Alcorn, but I think this is a 3-point number, 3.5 maybe. And I think Alcorn's a 3-point favorite here because they're at home. I think these two teams are pretty much a coin flip. I don't really see any difference between these two. If there's anything, it's maybe the fact that Alcorn's just a bit better from the line and things like that. But I think 5, if I had to take the points, I'd take it with Alabama A&M, but not a game I'm looking at. Prairie View and Pine Bluff. This is an interesting game. Prairie View won the first game by 16 in Pine Bluff. They've only lost once since January 2nd. That was the Texas Southern. Prairie View, yet they're only a 9.5-point favorite here at home. Why? Why is that? First game, they won by 16. Travis McKnight's a good player for Pine Bluff, but Prairie View's way better. Weird one. I'll get to the play of the day in 1 second. Final game, Kansas and Kansas State. Kansas at 5.5. And raise your hand if you thought they would be a 5.5-point favorite tonight. I'm not seeing anybody's hands raised. Last night, this line opened at 3.5. I thought to myself, okay, that makes sense. They're trying to goat this year. Kansas State blows out Oklahoma State over the weekend. Kansas gets blown out. But now it's Kansas, and Kansas State never wins in Kansas. But here's one thing that they neglected to tell you, and I'm going to tell you it right now. This is not a great Kansas team. That's the one thing we're all failing not to mention here. When are we going to stop? This team's really not that good. And I'm all for these kind of spots in this conference. But the whole Kansas State never beats Kansas, you're right. But this Kansas team is not really that good. LeGerald Vick's not walking through the door. Udoka Azubuike is not walking through the door. What happens if someone gets in foul trouble? Dedrick Lawson. You don't have a lot of depth in this team. At least a lot of good depth. I hate to be with the and I don't know if I'm with the masses here because you look at the betting values here. If I'm getting 5.5, I'm taking the points. I just am. It's that simple. Do I think Kansas wins? Yeah, probably. But I don't think this is a great Kansas team. I don't. I think people are reading way too much into the fact that Bill Self is never, all this stuff about that. This is not a great Kansas team. It's just not. And Kansas State's playing really well. Did anyone match up with Dean Wade? Because I'm not really sure I see it. First game they played, they lost by 8, Kansas. Am I missing something here? So am I supposed to just bow down because Kansas is at home? It's a great place. I love the Lawrence Fieldhouse, Allen Fieldhouse. But, I mean, I don't know that I see it. Give me the 5.5 here. That's my play of the day. How about that? All right, guys, we'll be on for another 5 or so minutes here. As I said, look out later. We'll throw an email up. We'll have all your questions. We'll do a little Q&A, which will be fun. Make sure you check Twitter, Naeem. You always pick Duke every year. Well, I wouldn't pick them every year. It's not a great idea. DR is the reason they won the first game. I'm not sure about that. I mean, he only played 20 minutes, but yeah, I mean, listen, Cartier DR, I want to have in the lineup tonight. I don't know if he's playing. I haven't seen any reason that he would or wouldn't. He's been out. I'm going to have to check that. Great name, by the way, Cartier Diarra. What a great name. That's an awesome name, isn't it? Cartier. It's your first name? Love that name. I'm going to get some info here on Diarra in just a moment. Yeah, Diarra's out, according to some locales. So that's a big loss. But Matiwan can step up, I think, here. Sounds good, Tonio. Yeah, the broken hand, not a terrible injury. Usually come back pretty quick from that kind of stuff. But yeah, he seems to be been out for about 3 weeks now, it seems like. Kansas has potential. I'm not sure they do, to be honest. I don't know that I see potential. Is this a must-win for the Lakers? I think every game's a must-win for the Lakers right now. I mean, how isn't it? I mean, is it a must-win? Yeah. Am I going to take them? No. I'd be on the other side. Why the fuck would I want to bet the Lakers right now? Seriously. I mean, LeBron's teammates hate him. I mean, does anyone like LeBron? Seriously? I mean, they're 3 games back right now. Would I please continue to give NASCAR picks? Yeah, although I didn't. Again, we got to remember, guys, NASCAR is not something you're going to win every week. In fact, you might only win a couple races a year. If you're down on the week, you shouldn't be betting NASCAR, but it was a fun race yesterday. I mean, I had Harvick and Larson. The penalty on Larson was brutal. I mean, that was brutal. But yeah, I mean, if I had to play it, I'd be taking Memphis. I'm not laying 5 on the road with the Lakers. No fucking way. The only plays in the NBA I'd take tonight would be I like Sacramento in that one tonight. That's probably my favorite. Getting 3.5 against the Kings or against the Timberwolves, like Sacramento. I think they're really good, Sacramento. I like watching them. Love playing them too. Thoughts on Florida State's team total? Yeah, the only thing I'd be worried about there is the pace. Is the Notre Dame just trying to kind of shut it down. That's I think their only way to stay in the game. All right, I'm interested. Give me the dog in that one, Higgs. Do I like Iowa State tonight? I already talked about that game. You have to go back and watch. Lakers are a shit show. Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that. But yeah, the only game I like is the Kings. I don't like anything else. But all right, guys, that's going to be it. Play of the day is going to be Kansas State plus the 5.5 against the Kansas Jayhawks. Listen. If Kansas comes in and blows out the Wildcats, so be it. But But yeah, I think there's some interesting ones here. I definitely kind of like the North Carolina Central over. I think that has some value. I think the North Carolina A&T game's interesting. Northern Colorado looks like it has some legs here. It's kind of interesting. The highest percentage money game tonight, 96% of the money is on the NC Central under. How about that? Going the other way. When is my dad going to co-host? I haven't asked him. It'll probably be closer to Father's Day, which is in June. I got to ask him about that, actually. Maybe I should call him right now. Who wins the MEAC tournament? You'll have to find out when I do the breakdown. That'll be one of my favorites to do. Do I think the Iowa Hawkeyes have a chance at making a run in March? I hate to say it, no. I mean, I think they've been pretty lucky, to be honest. I think you as a fan could probably agree with that. I mean, they've won some real tight games, probably some games they had no real business of winning. But I think they'll be a 5 seed, and I wouldn't be surprised if they lose in the first game. If they get Lipscomb, they'll lose. If they're a 12 seed, I think they'll lose. Because the 12 seeds are really good this year. So, no, I think Iowa's going to be the prototypical one and done. Thank you, Troy. Appreciate it. My thoughts on Chicago State basketball. I think they're one of the worst teams in the country. In fact, I think they have one of the worst athletic programs in the country. I'd probably say they're third worst in the country behind Maryland Eastern Shore and Delaware State. They've only won one time this year in the Division I ranks, beat Eastern Illinois. They only have 3 wins, and they haven't won since December 6th. They only have won one game against a D1 opponent since December 1st. So, yeah, I mean, my thoughts on Chicago State are pretty bad. I'll be honest, I think it's the worst job in the country. I mean, Chicago State is just a terrible job. I mean, there's nothing good about it. You live in Chicago, which sucks. You're in the winter and it's snowing. And B, frankly, there are probably D2 offers that I would take over. Well, I guess they're like your only D1 offer. I guess you take it. But, I mean, let me ask you. If someone says to you, hey, listen, you can let's look at that right now. That's actually a good way to end the show. D2 rankings, which we can look at. So the number one team in the country right now is Northwestern Missouri State. Okay, so let's say Nova Southeastern calls you. Nova Southeastern's third in the country right now. And they're the third best team in the country. They're in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So let's say you have 2 offers, Nova Southeastern and Chicago State. I mean, seriously, you would actually you wouldn't go to Nova Southeastern over Chicago State. I would, because I don't know if anyone's seen Nova Southeastern, but it might be the nicest campus I've ever seen. Like, it's fucking awesome. Got like lakes in the middle of it and palm trees everywhere. It's beautiful. It's right on the water. You literally are between the bay and the ocean. It looks sweet. I'll tell you right now, if I was a young kid and I was like a D1 low-level kind of guy, I'd be fucking going to this place. Nova South, and they're good at basketball. This is a cool place to fucking go to college. I would not go to any – there's no fucking way I'm going to Chicago State over this place. Nope. No shot. No fucking shot. This place is fucking sweet, and they're good at basketball. I'd have no interest in living in Chicago during the winter. None. And you stink. You have 3 wins on the season, and 2 are against non-D1 teams. Does Gonzaga win it all? Yes. Any thoughts on Lipscomb? I've talked about Lipscomb ad nauseum. Thank you, I Eat the Bones. Appreciate it. No, there's not, Isaac. Some games you can find it, but it's very unlikely. I don't agree with that, Gary, at all. I mean, I just told you, if they slow the pace, which Notre Dame will, they have to. It's the only way they can win. And there you go, close to Jupiter. Good point. There's nothing I wouldn't like over – like everything at Nova Southeastern is better than Chicago State. There's no way I'm interested in Chicago State over Nova Southeastern. Seriously. This Nova Southeastern place is awesome. Beautiful. In fact, if I ever went to college, which I don't think I will, but if I ever did, this is where I would go. If I'm a kid in America, this is where I'm going to college. What a fucking awesome place. Thank you, KD. What major city doesn't have gang violence? We don't have gang violence in Philadelphia. We don't even have gangs here. We just have factions. We don't have Bloods and Crips here. I wouldn't try to argue with RT Collin. Any of you guys, I wouldn't try arguing with him. His opinion's only the one that matters. I wouldn't try arguing with him, guys. He's a tough guy to argue with. Any chance Xavier could win the Big East tournament? I don't think it's impossible, but I don't think it's likely. All right, guys, we're out of here. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow, program note, I will be live from Atlantic City up in the suite. Make sure you join me tomorrow. We'll get you a nice view. It'll be fun. We're going to have some dinner tomorrow night and, hang out. We'll be at the book tomorrow night. And then we're going to see the possible new apartment on Wednesday. So check that out. I get a Subway foot long. Yeah, I wouldn't. If you said to me, listen, big man, we'll give you a Subway foot long and we'll give you $20 on top of it, I would say keep it. I don't want it. I have no interest in Subway. Subway is fucking terrible. Possibly, yes, Matt. If I really like the apartment, I'm moving there, yes. Which I have a feeling I will like the apartment because I know it's a beautiful building. So, yes, I might actually be doing that probably by the end of the tournament, possibly. So, yeah, that'll be fun. Join me for that tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern. Fake lettuce. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I've eaten Subway since I was like a kid, but yeah. If you have to eat that, I feel bad for you. All right, guys, you all have a nice night. Thanks for joining me. This has been the NCAA Hoops Hour. Make sure you check it out. My bookie, use promo code BMOC. Just got the hiccups. Get yourself a 50% bonus. Have a great night. Enjoy the card. See you later.